We just finished the 200 rod portage between Knife Lake and Vera Lake. When you do this portage, be really careful. About halfway, there's a really steep part where it's all on rock and it's kind of slippery. You have to really watch your footholds when you're going down or up. There's a lot of raspberries on the trail about halfway through, which is nice to look at. I would have picked a couple if I'd have been able to put the canoe down somewhere, but just trudged on through. Mosquitoes were pretty thick, so make sure you put on some extra bug dope. And we're in Vera Lake now. We're going to paddle on around and head on our way back in towards Moose Lake.
In the last 5 years or so, we've switched to using these bent paddles, and we just passed some paddlers that are using them like a spoon, which really makes it hard. Remember, when you use bent paddle, to use it the proper way, it looks like it's backwards in the water. It really is more efficient. You get to grabbing the water in front of you and not pushing so much behind you. And if you use one for any length of time, you'll probably find that you're having an easier time paddling. So if you buy one too, maybe buy one a couple inches shorter than a flat bladed paddle. Some people don't like them in the stern for steering, but I like it. So good luck with the bent shaft paddle. Here's something to look for when you're in the boundary waters. The cedar trees like this, they line the shores of many of these lakes. The boundary waters has traditionally been moose country, and it's still moose country. But the white-tailed deer have been moving in, especially since the windstorm in '99. If you look around the edge of these lakes, you'll see these cedar trees. They'll be trimmed up just as high as the deer can reach them in the wintertime. And if you look across the shore, you can see some of these lakes. It'll look like they've just been cut off straight at a line right across like this. We're up far north enough, I guess, or at least in this part of the woods. The deer haven't munched on these cedar trees. They've been growing right down to the water's edge. So every time I'm up here, I look for that to see if the white-tailed deer have been eating the cedars or not. Yeah, actually, it's bad news for the moose if the white-tailed deer move into this country, because they carry a disease that tend to, well, it'll harm the moose, chase the moose out. It'll kill the moose, the brainworm. So anyway, it's something interesting to look for when you're up here in the boundary waters. Watch where these cedar trees are and see if the deer have been munching them all winter long. So good news on this lake. They're still growing down low to the water.
During the winter, they use a different trail system than you normally use in the summertime when you're portaging your canoes. The reason being is during the winter, the sloughs and low areas freeze up. That usually is too mucky and inconvenient for us to walk around when we're carrying canoes and packs on our back. So what they've done is they've found some of these lower areas and cut trails in them, and that's what they use when they're dog mushing in the wintertime. The dogs seem to get along a little bit better through those areas than going up and over the hills and the rocky places that we can handle just fine in the summertime. So in the wintertime, there's quite a few mushers out here that are using this as a training bed for races or just to get out and enjoy the countryside in the wintertime. I know some people do come out and camp, and it's beautiful when it's sunny out and everything is glistening in the snow. So it's something to think about. If you've got some time off in the winter, try to find a way you can either get out here skiing or snowshoeing, or if you know somebody that's got a dog team, hop on with them. It'd be a great way to get out and enjoy the winter. It was a nice quick paddle across Vera. We're at the portage now. It's about 180 rods. It's going to dump us into Ensign Lake. So far it's been a pretty good day. The mosquitoes hopefully will be a little bit less on this portage than they were on the last one, but we're moving right along. We talked a little bit about the winter use trails that they use for dog mushing just a little bit earlier on this lake, which is kind of interesting, but looks like we're going to be going up and over again, which is the reason why they use a different trail system in the summertime. Pretty rocky through here, which would be pretty tough on a dog sled. So we're heading on down the trail. This has probably got to be one of my favorite portages in all the boundary waters that I've seen so far. I mean, look at the terrain here. You can tell that back when the glaciers came through here, back during the Ice Age, it just smoothed this whole rock area out. It's just impressive that there must have been so much force pushing through here with the glaciers to just carve this rock out like this. And to be able to walk along it as part of one of the portage routes is just really cool. Paddling across Ensign Lake right now, and we just had to stop at this campsite. How cool is this place? It's up off the water, probably about 20 feet, and just a nice big rock area here. You're kind of out on a bald spot here, so that you got a nice breeze coming across the lake that'll keep the mosquitoes away. You be sitting out here on these logs, looking over the lake, and sitting in front of a fire. It's just a gorgeous spot. And then back up over here behind us is two really nice big wide areas for some tents if you had a couple of tents with. But it's just a gorgeous spot. You can see all the way down the lake and kind of in both directions, and it's just a beautiful area. If you can find this, if you can get a hold of this campsite when you're paddling through here, I would really recommend it. Probably one of the best campsites I've seen so far. We're able to just paddle right down through the little 5-rod portage between Ensign and Splash Lake. I guess at lower water you'll probably have to hop out of your boat and walk it on through, but we were able to just jet right on through the middle there, which worked out really nice. So we just paddled across Splash Lake, and we've got about a 30-rod portage that's going to dump us into Newfound Lake again, and we'll be back on our way out through the beginning. But over here on the side, we've got a really nice little rapids going through. It looks like it's been just clogged up by a lot of debris, logs and sticks and twigs, and I don't know if this is a place where they used to run the logs down through back during the logging days or not, but it's a pretty area. I'll point the camera down through here and give you a look at what it looks like. We left Knife Lake this morning at about 7:25 and paddled on our way out through Vera Lake and Ensign Lake and Splash Lake, and that dumped us right into Newfound Lake, and we're back here at the Moose Lake entry point. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's been a nice day of paddling. It kind of sprinkled on us a little bit for a while, but it didn't really actually rain. We got excited for a moment and took out our rain jackets just in case, but it never really materialized. So we're back now. It was a great few-day trip, and Knife Lake was gorgeous. We had the weather was overcast the whole time, so it was nice and cool out, not bad, and didn't really do very well on the fishing front, but it's mostly just to get outside and enjoy the outdoors. That's why we do this show, and it's been a lot of fun. This is our last official camping trip that we've reserved into the Boundary Waters for this year, and I hope you enjoyed the shows that we've done this summer. We are planning to do a few more sporadic shows throughout the winter, and if you'd like to keep up to date on that, just check back to the site. or just stay subscribed to the RSS feed, and you'll keep getting whatever we do produce, which works out pretty well. We'd love to hear from you. Feel free to shoot us an email at bwcacastfans@gmail.com. Be sure to check out the gallery, bwcacast.com/gallery. And we've got photos up from the trips. We've had a lot of fun this summer. Jim's been working on his cooking skills, and we'll see if we can come up with some more elaborate schemes next summer on what you might be able to do out back in the backcountry. And we look forward to bringing more shows to you in the future. We hope you've enjoyed watching, and this is Bill Bryson with bwcacast.com.